Today we're going to learn about probability. I can use probabilities to solve real-world and mathematical problems, represent probabilities using fractions, decimals, and percents. So let's get out our notebook, write the word probability, and draw your line down. Probability is the chance that an event will occur. It's the likelihood it will happen. You hear weather reporters use probability all the time when they say there's a 40% chance of rain. It's always listed between 0 and 1. For instance, we might say we have a 1 in 1 millionth chance of winning the lottery. It's still the fraction 1 millionth between 0 and 1. A great way to look at probabilities on a chart like this. 0 represents the impossible event, where 1 represents a certain event, where it's for sure going to happen. Rolling a dice, you have a 1 in 6 chance, which means you have about a 17% chance of getting whichever number that you're looking for. It's going to happen, but it's unlikely you'll be able to call it and get it exactly right every time. Flipping a coin, you have a 50-50 chance of getting it right. You're either going to get heads or tails, so it's called an even chance. Picking the blue ball out of the balls there, you have a 4 in 5 chance, or an 80% chance of picking a blue ball. It's likely going to happen that you're going to get it. Certain then would be 100%. Many times probability, or you hear probabilities using the percent. So let's try a couple. What are the chances that the current students at our school, so students in 6th through 8th grade, will be elected the next President of the United States? Hopefully you said this was 0 or an impossible event. It's impossible because I put the word next in there. Students in this school are only 11 through 14, meaning in order to be the president, the next president of the United States, you have to be at least 35 years old. So that's an impossible event. Let's try another one. What are the chances that the teacher in your next class, or if you're in 6th hour, tomorrow, 1st hour, will be over 13 years old? I hope you said that's 100%, except for, of course, me. But you have everybody, in order to be a teacher, has to go through high school and at least 4 years of college. So they most teachers start out teaching somewhere around 22 years old. So this is a certain event. It's 100% sure it's going to happen. So let's go back looking at probability. I want you to make sure you draw your scale between 0 and 1 and use these words: impossible event, equally likely, and a definite or certain event. The ratio we use for probability, remember, a ratio is a comparison of two different things written as a fraction. So the ratio we have now is the number of ways to get the outcome, or what I want, over my total number of outcomes. So really a quick, easy way to remember this, it's what I want over my total. It's what I want to get over the total of what I'm trying to find. We write it as a fraction. It's a ratio, so we write it as a fraction, we can write it as a decimal, and we can write it as a percent. So there it is, can be written as a fraction, decimal, or percent. So let's try one. A bag contains 5 blue socks, 4 white socks, and 3 yellow socks. This represents the probability of choosing blue. So you always see a capital P, then parentheses, and what you want is on the inside. So I go up and look and say, well, there's 5 blue socks over a total of 9, 10, 11, 12. There I have my fraction. That fraction can be turned into a decimal of 0.42, which means we have a 42% chance of getting a blue sock. At this point, pause the video, and I want you to try the next 3. When you are done, come back and check your answers. For yellow, you would have gotten, I want 3 out of my 12, which if I turn that into I can reduce it to 1/4 or 0.25, which means I have a 25% chance of getting a yellow sock. Blue, white and blue mean now together, or you might even see it saying white or blue, because it could mean together or picking one or the other. So there are 4 whites and 5 blues, so that's 9 out of 12. 9 out of 12, which would reduce down, or you can turn it to it, which would be 75. I have a 75% chance of choosing a white or blue sock. Not white would then mean everything else besides the white ones. And there are 8 that are not white because they are blue or yellow. So it'd be 8 out of my total. And 8/12 turns to 0.67. I know it's 66 repeating, but we round it, so that'll be 67%. Please ask if you have any questions, but you're going to go get a book and begin your assignment, which is page 484, numbers 7 through 22. Extra credit is 28. When you're finished, work on Study Island. We have a class activity I'd like to start once everybody's ready.